Speaking of outer space, though, you might recognise the man behind us for the role of Mr. Sulu from Star Trek, but George Takei is embarking on a new enterprise. He's starring in a musical based on his own life. And it's a pretty remarkable story at that. He actually grew up in a detention camp in Japanese Americans, for Japanese Americans, excuse me, and we flipped shot, went along to a rehearsal.
Allegiance tells the story of how in the Second World War, a whole community, men, women and children, were rounded up and taken to concentration camps where they were imprisoned. But this wasn't in Germany. It happened in the United States to Japanese Americans who were described as alien enemies. One of them was a 5-year-old George Takei.
We saw 2 soldiers marching up our driveway. They carried rifles with shiny bayonets on them. My mother was escorted out. She had our baby sister in one arm and a huge duffel bag in the other, and tears were streaming down her cheeks. That morning, the terror of that morning is burned into my memory. I will never be able to forget that horrible morning.
It's a chapter of his life which shaped who he became, a trailblazing campaigner for anti-racism and LGBTQ issues.
Full impulse power forward and back. Aye, aye, sir.
One of the things he most loved about Star Trek was how ahead of its time it was.
The strength of this starship lay in its diversity. That's what makes life on board the Starship Enterprise engaging, involving, and rich in ways beyond just strength.
At 85, George is a bona fide icon with the energy of someone half his age, and he's very excited to be in the UK.
I'm one of the few American actors who's done pantomimes here at Christmas time. Oh, yes, I have.
Oh, no, you haven't.
I'll show you the proof.
There was one more important thing I needed to ask him. I feel like I should end with, the fingers won't play ball, I'm doing it right. I know you're not a Vulcan, why can't my fingers do it? Any tips? Why can't I do that?
Well, because your ears are round. It's got to be pointy. A Vulcan. This is called the Vulcan greeting, and it means live long and prosper.
Thanks, George. Same to you. Ruth Liptrot, 5 News.